Welcome back to the Biblical Hebrew. We're going to be working tonight on the workbook, the homework for the 13th chapter on the cow perfect strong verbs. So let's go ahead and get into the homework this evening, and we'll break it up a little bit here. We'll do section 1 and section 3, which involves the parsing and inflecting of the verbs. And then the next session we will spend time, another session on working on the translation part of the biblical Hebrew here. Okay, so what we want to do is go into our number 1, which is Shemartim. Shemartim, which is, you see that the Tav, the Segol, and the Mem Sufit, or the final Mem. That tells you right there that this is masculine. This is second masculine plural. And so what we want to do is we want to give the stem, the conjugation, the person, gender, number, and the lexical form. So this is Shemartim, which is cow stem, perfect conjugation, and it is second masculine plural from the word shamar, to keep, to guard. And so that's where that comes from. We know that this is second masculine plural because of the suffix of the tim on the end here. The shin, the mem, and the resh are the root. The tav and the mem are the suffix on the verb here. All right, number 2 is katav. And katav is basically a cow stem, perfect, third masculine singular from katav. So we know that the masculine, third masculine singular does not have any ending on it. So that tells us that this is third masculine singular here. So number 3 is radefu. Radefu. We have the shurik here on the end, and that is an indication that it is a third common plural. This is a cow stem, perfect conjugation, third common plural from radaf. It means to chase after. One of the verbs, one of the Psalms talks about, surely goodness and mercy shall radaf. It will chase after me all the days of my life. It will chase after me and pursue me. Number 4 is zakarta. Zakarta. The accent's on the second syllable here. This, because you have the tav and the comets here, that tells you that that is second masculine singular. It's cow stem, perfect tense, second masculine singular from zakar. Number 5 is yalada. Yalada. We see that the comets hey ending tells us that this is third feminine singular. So this is a cow stem, perfect tense or perfect conjugation, third feminine singular verb from the word yalad, or the verb lexical form is yalad, to give birth. All right, or to bear. Number 6 is zakart. Zakart. We have the tav here with the shava, non-vocal shava here. And basically this is telling us this is second feminine singular. And so basically this is cow, stem, perfect conjugation, second feminine singular from zakar, to remember. It's one of the two sisters of Shamar and Zakar. To remember the Sabbath and to keep it. Shamar, to guard it. Alright, number 7 here is kavatz, or kavatzti. Kavatzti. Here, the tav, the hirik yod, tell you that this is first common singular from the root of kavatz. And this is cow, stem, perfect conjugation, first common singular from kavatz, to gather. So we get the word kavutz. Kavutz is a place where a community lives in Israel. It's the gathering of stones here. Number 8 is yeshavten. Yeshavten. Remember, the noon shows the feminine here. So the 10 is second feminine plural from Yeshav. And you have the reduction here of the comments to a Shavah because the accent's down here at the far end here. So this is a cow, perfect, second feminine plural from Yeshav. It means to sit or to dwell. Number 9 is Shamarnu. Shamarnu. And the nu here, the noon and the shirk here to give us the indication of what person. And this is, and whether it's singular or plural. So this is basically tells us this is first common plural from the root of shamar. So this is a cow, stem, perfect conjugation, first common plural of shamar. Number 10 is zakarnu. Zakarnu, just like we had with the previous one. This is the nu is telling us, the noon and shirk is telling us first common plural, person, and number. And this is common, so it could be either male or female. And this is a cow, stem, perfect conjugation, first common plural from Zachar, to remember. So these are the two sisters here, Shamar and Zachar here, when the Lord talks about the Sabbath, to remember it and to guard it. Okay, let's go ahead and go into inflecting verbs now. I kind of like to inflict these verbs, but it's called inflecting verbs. So they're going to give us basically the what we're to write out. They're going to say the cow, perfect, third common plural, and we know the third common plural of in the perfect conjugation is the shurik. So basically, what we do, we want to add the shurik after the lamed here. And of course, we're going to have a vowel reduction in the patak here to a vocal shavah, so it's nafelu. And here it is here, nafelu. Now, this little vertical line here is what they call metheg. That's to tell you that that is a class vowel, a chametz or a chametz, and not a chametz hatuf. And that's why you see those the masoretes putting those little methegs up there to let you know that it's an A class vowel. It's a long A, comets, and not a short O, comets hatuf. All right, number 2 is the cow perfect first common plural from shamar. And we know the first common plural has a noon and a shurik ending suffix on it. So we would add that to shamar here. And basically you would have a shavah, a non-vocal shavah up under the resh here, closing out this syllable. So we have shamar nu, and that's what we would have for the first common plural. Number 3, cow, perfect third masculine singular. We know the third masculine singular doesn't have an ending, so it's going to be exactly the same as what we see here, pakad. Number 4, cow perfect, second masculine singular. Think about the second masculine singular now. That we know that it has a tav and a comets up under it. So you'd add a tav and a comets up under it with a dagesh lane in the tav. And here's what you have here. You have zakar ta. So you have a tav zakarta here. The accent is on the second syllable here. Number 5, cow perfect, second feminine plural from katav, or if you want to say katav, it's okay. So second feminine plural is the tav and the noon, the tav segol and the noon. So that would be katavtin here. And so, but all you change here is you have, because you have the 10 here on the back side, the accent's on the far end, so the comments under the kaf is going to reduce to a simple shavah, and you're going to have a simple shavah under the vet here, as you do here, kataftan. Number 6, cow perfect, third feminine singular from lakad, and katav means to write. Lakad, um, you want to say third feminine singular. Remember, the comments hey ending is the third feminine singular, just like we learned in the adjectives and in the feminine nouns. Comments hey shows that it's the feminine, so we want to add the comments hey ending to this and do our vowel reduction. And so the patak reduces to a shava, and so that's what we have here. Lachada, lachada. Number 7, cow perfect, second feminine singular. We want to put the tav with a non-vocal shava up under it. We know that, so this would be katat, katat. Nothing really changes here, except you have a non-vocal shava up under the lamed, and then you have a tav with a dogish lane and a non-vocal shava up under it too. This is what it should look like. Number 8 is cow perfect, first common singular. So we want to know that the first common singular is the tav, the hirik, and the yod. So it would be yashavti. You'd have a non-vocal shava here, and then tav, hirik, and yod. Yashavti, just like we have it here. The accent is on the middle syllable. So that's the reason why there's no reduction of that comments up under the yod. Number 9, we have a cow perfect, second masculine plural, yarash, to inherit. So second masculine plural is the tav, the sagol, and the mem, sofit. And we add that in, plus we got to reduce, we got to reduce the comments since the syllable, accent syllables on the far end. That's going to reduce that comments to a vocal shava, and then there's going to be a non-vocal shava up under the shin. And here's what we have: yeah, rosh tim, yeah, rosh tim, yeah, rosh tim. So basically, that's what we have here. And cow perfect, second masculine singular. So we got to think about what is the second masculine singular. Again, it's the tav and the comments up under it. So we have nata, natata, natata. Remember the noon, when we add the suffix with the tav with the comments, whenever you add a noon into it, it assimilates into that tav and causes it to be a dogish forte in that tav here. Just as if you had a root that had a ending in a tav, and you add a suffix of a tav, then it would have a doubling in that tav, one tav there too. So natata is what we would write it as. Okay, let's go on to number 11 here. Number 11 we have here is the cow perfect second masculine plural from natan, to give. And second masculine plural is tim, tav, sagol, mem, safit, or final mem. And so we have here the reduction of the vowel of the comments under the first noon to a shava. And so we have netatim, netatim, the assimilation of the noon again into the tav here. It occurs in five forms there, so that will be that dogish forte there. Alright, cow perfect first common singular from Natan. Again, it's the noon assimilates into the tav, hirik, yod, and we have natati, natati. I gave. So the noon assimilates, and that's what that dogish forte is in that tav right there. Shakan, or shachan, first common plural is basically the noon and the shurik, And of course, this root already has a noon on the end, so you're going to have a doubling of that noon. So it's shakanu, shakanu. The noon with a dagesh forte and then a shurik on the end. Cow perfect, first common singular, karat. Here, again, we got the tav at the end here. So first common singular has a tav and a hirik yod. So it's going to be karate. And here's what we have, karate. The dagesh forte in that tav showing the root of karat, the tav in the root, and the suffix of the first common singular. All right, number 15 we have here is the cow perfect second feminine plural from karat. And so we want to think of the second feminine plural, which is 10, the tav, the segol, and the noon. And only reduction we're really going to have here is because the 10 is added at the accents at the end here. The comments is going to reduce to a shavah. And of course, because 10 it starts with a tav and karat root ends with a tav, you're going to have the dagesh forte in that tav. And here's what it looks like: keratin, keratin. Sorry about that. Keratin. The accents at the end here. Okay, well that's the end of the first section here. We'll go ahead and get into the next section, which will involve the translation part of the homework.